Она перевернулась. Ошалеть.
For the second week in a row, residents of the North Caucasus have been suffering from extreme precipitation that has caused widespread destruction and humanitarian consequences.
Пожарная машина, вот она вытягивает утонувшие машины. Пожарные.
Имбут сот. Наводнение редукторно. Вытаскиваем машины с потопа.
Ворота вырвало. Лестница чья-то там.
At the end of March, a vast cyclone brought torrential rains and gale-force winds to Dagestan. Beginning on March 28th, the elements struck the Republic of Dagestan, triggering large-scale flooding and disruptions to water and power supply systems. At the peak of the storm, more than 500,000 residents of the Republic were left without electricity, and over 3,000 people were forced to abandon their homes.
Люди, прикинь, заблокировались и выйти не могут из этого дома. Им что делать теперь?
In the mountainous areas, rock falls and mud flows occurred, disrupting transportation and leaving dozens of settlements isolated. A state of emergency was declared in 5 cities and 7 districts of the region. In particular, emergency status was introduced in Makhachkala, Khasavyurt, Baynaksk, Dagestanskaya Ogni, and Kaspiask, as well as in the Derbinsky, Karabadakinsky, Khasavyurtovsky, Gumbatovsky, Baburovsky, Novolaksky, and Kaitagsky districts.
Due to
the erosion of their supports, 2 railway bridges collapsed, bringing train traffic to a halt along several sections. In the affected areas, emergency vaccination against viral hepatitis A began because of the threat of infectious disease outbreaks.
Одна из причин подтопления нижних частей Хушета и Нового Гачула.
Живая. Да. Анаконда.
Аллею, походу, придется строить по новой. Если ничего, ни одной целой плитки, наверное, там не осталось, все размыло. И до моря, там тоже перекрыли, с правой стороны только дорога есть. И там тоже провалился асфальт.
In Makhachkala, March became the rainiest on record, with 3.78 inches of precipitation, 4.5 times the average monthly norm. The Khasavyurtovsky district was also severely affected, especially the villages of Adalotar, Katarotar, Tutlar, and Novitsilidal. For several days, movement there was possible only by boat, while residents were evacuated using trucks, tractors, and passenger vehicles. After rescuing people, authorities began evacuating livestock, which had remained in flooded yards for 2 to 3 days. Additional difficulties arose due to damage to major fiber optic trunk lines, severely limiting communications in southern Dagestan. As of April 4th, 1,065 residential houses and 42 sections of highways remained flooded in the republic. However, on the night of April 5th, the elements struck the region once again. Floodwaters again affected Makhachkala, Derbent, and Dagestanskaya Agni, as streams of muddy water inundated the streets of previously affected settlements. The highway connecting Derbent and Makhachkala was flooded, and rescuers evacuated people from danger zones using fire engines and other specialized equipment. In Makhachkala, nearly a monthly amount of precipitation fell within a single day. On April 5th, 0.67 inches were recorded, compared to the average April norm of 0.75 inches. As a result, 3,755 homes were damaged by water. Due to the subsidence of oversaturated soil, one apartment building collapsed, while 4 others were deemed at risk.
Алейкум варахматуллахи баракату. Братья, срочно все подтягивайтесь в Мамиткалу. Тут нужна помощь. Есть пропавшие люди.
In Derbent, over 2 days, 5.5 times the usual monthly rainfall fell. From April 4th to April 5th, 4.17 inches were recorded, compared to the average April norm of 0.75 inches. This led to renewed flooding of streets and residential areas. A tragedy occurred in the village of Kirki in the Kaitagsky district, where a landslide destroyed a residential house. As a result, 1 person died. In the Derbensky district, a dam at the Gedzhuk Reservoir was breached. For safety reasons, 4,100 people, including 823 children, were evacuated from 4 settlements: Mametkala, Uni Pakari, Gedzhuk, and Kala.
Упал, провалился. Настолько размыло. А там точно человека нету?
Чей это, интересно? Он даже и выйти не может.
Strong currents swept vehicles off a federal highway. 7 people were rescued, but, tragically, 2 lost their lives. As of April 8th, the devastating floods in Dagestan had claimed 6 lives in total, including 2 children.
Эту машину принесло с трассы. Со трассы отсюда где-то, может быть, около 1,5-2 километра. Именно в этой машине были бабушка с внучкой.
Anyone who has been following the global climate situation has long noticed that anomalous volumes of precipitation, reaching annual norms within a matter of hours, have become a persistent phenomenon in different parts of the planet. In addition to rising temperatures and atmospheric humidity, there is another, still underestimated factor that leads to such extreme downpours and flooding. This factor was explained in detail and in clear terms by Egin Chalakian in the video "Why is the Ocean Warming Up So Fast?"